Hi again. I think this is episode 5 of Kira's Kitchen, and I'm so excited right now. This is going to be a short little video, but I'm going to make something that I've never made before and I have always wanted, and often when we go out to dinner somewhere fun, we order something like this. So I'm going to make a Bloomin' Onion. Wish me luck. First thing we need to do is put the oven on. So 400, let's see, bake 400, start. So the oven will heat up, and I'm just gonna mix up 3 eggs. And in this bowl, the recipe I have here is from a website called Delish, and it's by Lena Abraham, just to give that person credit, because this is not my recipe. Lena's recipe calls for a shallow bowl, but I kind of want to be able to dunk my onion in and roll it around in a deeper bowl. So anyway, especially for the dry ingredients. So we start off with 3 large eggs, and then I think this is the trickiest part, is cutting the onion. So you're supposed to leave this end part of the onion intact. This is a nice firm fresh onion. There's no mushy spots on it or anything, so I don't think I'm going to lose any of the actual pieces of onion inside. So I'm just going to get started with this. My onion trick, in case I haven't mentioned it before, is to keep my knife wet as possible during all the cutting. That way you don't cry, because the juices that you're going to release when you're chopping the onion, they don't really fly around anywhere. So the water really helps to reduce that. Let's hope I don't cry now, just because I said that, haha. So I'm just gonna chop the end off here. I'm gonna peel this baby. Let's see, I'm not that adept with these things, peeling things, but okay. I just really want the thinnest outer layers to come off, and then I've got the actual proper onion itself, and not the nasty outside onion skin papery bits. Haha. Who remembers that paper that they used to call onion skin, and we had to use it in drafting class sometimes? It was like a vellum, but really, really thin. And it didn't smell, of course. It didn't smell like onions. But God, those were the days. Design school. Ooh. 1985 to 1988, Niagara College, interior design. We learned interior design from 3 gentlemen who had been very respected professionals in their field, but they were residential designers, and so they didn't really know a lot about corporate or industrial design. So we learned about residential design, and then we were plunged into the real world where more money was to be made in corporate, as it turned out. So, okay. Now, I'm going to start chopping the onion from here. Yeah, you keep the top up like this, and then you just stick the knife in and kind of move it down. Don't chop this top, because that's what keeps everything together when it wants to bloom. So hopefully I'm not gonna screw it up. Oh boy. Honestly, if I screw this onion up, then I will try again, and I'll just end up pickling this one. See, I've got my little jars here, so I'm ready to screw up. Oh boy. Okay. Oh my gosh, maybe it's gonna work. The idea is that you want to turn it over and be able to separate the petals of the bloom for it. And then, okay, let's see, how's it gonna look? Oh, very nice so far. Yeah. It calls for a yellow onion, but I wanted red. Maybe I'm crazy? Here we go. Oh, I'm loving this. Okay, I didn't go all the way through to the top here. Okay, let's try this from the other end. Oh, did I rinse my knife? No. Woo! There we go, that ought to help. And oh my gosh, there's little sprouts inside this onion. It's so fresh, very nice. Yeah. Oh, there we go, that's all I needed to do, just a little bit extra there, and get all of these little petals pulled apart so that they can be individually coated when we pull the dry mix together. Look at that! There's in the middle of it. Okay, so, my gosh, that's a lot of onion there. Okay, so the first dry ingredient is breadcrumbs. I've got a cup of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs here. I'll dump that in, and then we're gonna look for 2 teaspoons of paprika. This is a 1 teaspoon, so watch me. I'm gonna put it in 2 times. I'm not gonna mess up like I did before. 2 of these, kind of a little bit heaped up. Stir that in. And then next is garlic powder, and they are calling for 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Doot, doot, doot. And then onion powder as well. Why would we put onion powder on an onion? I don't know, but I guess it makes the seasoning taste extra good. So onion powder it is, and another teaspoon of that. So then that goes easy peasy. And it calls for kosher salt, but it doesn't give me a direction on the salt. So I think I'm gonna just put like half a teaspoon in here. I don't wanna get too much salt. Not that I'm overly worried about it, but just, I can do without the salt generally. Okay, so here's the trick. It says add a tablespoon of water to this, so I'm just gonna kind of stir that in to the eggs, mix it up, dip the onion into the egg wash, and then dredge it in the breadcrumb mixture and use a spoon to coat it with. So here we go. I wonder what to do with all the egg when I'm done. Maybe a little omelet or something. I'd hate to throw this out just because I dunked an onion in it. Doesn't seem right. Let me find a dish to actually cook this thing in. Where's my dish? Oh, this should work. It's round. It'll keep an onion in it nicely. Yeah, it'll fit in there and let it spread out and everything. Okay, so here we go. Come on, onion. Still keeping all together. Ooh, very nice. I think I need a little spoon. This one is clean. I'm just gonna scoop the egg around and make sure everything is covered. And now I know why a bigger bowl is better, because I can't get down into the egg with my spoon. Serves me right for trying to second guess what they are suggesting, right? I don't know better, I'm just learning. So, come on here, get egg in between there. Maybe if I just swish the onion around a bit too, that could, yeah. Oh, I think I saw the lady turn it over, in fact, in the video that I watched on this channel. So there, I turned it over. And now I'm gonna put it in here and swish it around and turn it over as well. It's still holding together. Wow, I'm amazed. Yeah, that's yucky. All right, I'm gonna just scoop this all up in here. Yeah. And I need something different for this to really do it properly. The bowl is too small. Now I am learning my lesson, but that's okay. I can change it. This is the bowl I should have gotten. And it's not too late. You see? It's not too late. It's never too late. I mean, look at me. There we go. Okay, get rid of that. And now I've got room to wiggle this around, and room to spread it out, and room to get the breadcrumbs in between. And lo and behold, I'm going to have to wash my hands again, but that's okay. I'll just keep going with this. I think I'll try and be a little bit methodical about it. Put them down in between each strand or petal of the onion, which, covered in egg, it should stick And even if it doesn't stick to everything, I think it'll still be super tasty because, I mean, I just enjoy cooked onion as it is, mostly. Uh-oh, a piece came off. Darn it. That's not the desired effect. Here we go. Get them in here, swish it all around. Oh, I can already imagine myself eating this. Yum, yum, yum. Yummy, yummy. Okay. What is happening? In there, I think there's another layer here. Yes. Get that one. Get this one. This isn't difficult at all. It should be done in a couple more minutes and then popped into the oven. What actually makes it really delicious is the sauce that you dip it in after it's cooked and when it's crispy from the oven and everything. The sauce is on this recipe is the one from Outback. Yeah, Outback is a lot of fun. So, oh, I forgot my apron. Look at me, I'm a mess. My onion is a mess and so am I. But hey, it's the fun that counts. It's the effort that counts, right? Who's gonna give me a hard time for making an effort? Nobody. I'll just make sure I dust my shirt off before the next segment. Okay. Wow. Wow. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. And of course, yes, I made a mess again. Here we go. Gonna move the onion over to the dish I would like to cook it in. Gonna get some help lifting it up here. And then just boop, move it over. It should be fine in there. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna sprinkle over top now all of this stuff. Not all of it, but just a bit more of it, just to make sure that there's enough covering on here to make it delicious. See that? Doesn't that look great? It looks delicious. The cooking time is 20 minutes. I'm back again now with the second half of the recipe, which is to make the sauce, the dipping sauce. So the first ingredient is mayo. I just have a no-name mayonnaise here. I don't really care what kind of mayonnaise that I get in the fridge, but I used to like the olive oil one, but haven't bought that recently. So 2/3 of a cup. This is a 1/3 cup. So I'm gonna fill it up twice. That seems like a lot of mayonnaise, but I guess it'll be a lot of dip. It's a lot of onion. Okay, here we go. This is the first scoop. Out you go. And scoop number 2. I suppose if we don't use all the dip, then we could reserve some of it in a little jar for later, or for maybe for another onion. Yeah, I'm already making myself hungry. All right, there's number 2, all done. Pretty nice, pretty level. All right, put that in there, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. And the next one is ketchup. We're running low. Uh-oh. What shall I do? I have not been eating a lot of ketchup lately. I used to put it on my eggs every morning, but I have been just skipping the ketchup and having eggs, only plain fried eggs with butter, and that's it. So 2 tablespoons, 2. And there it is. 1 teaspoon of horseradish. I have creamy horseradish here, which I don't mind at all. I prefer it to the other kind of horseradish. So here's just a teaspoon of horseradish. And then, boom, 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 stirring the ketchup and the mayo, getting this nice orange color to the mix, which is starting to look a bit chipotle to me. Okay, half a teaspoon paprika. So wow, we're gonna get even more color in there now. half a teaspoon. Let me dry this off, otherwise I'll have paprika sticking to the spoon, and that's never fun. Okay, ooh, that is gorgeous. And half a teaspoon of garlic powder now. So that's in this little metal container. Dip that right in. This is one of Eris's containers from before Kira. He had this little set of canisters, and these are my canisters. It's a Crown Mason jar, and I've had it for probably 30 years, and I'm sure they're about 50 years older than that. I'd love to get them dated somehow. I don't even know, but I found them by the side of the road, and there were a couple of different sizes. I have some really big ones, and they're so beautiful. I think that I'll always have them in my kitchen. Okay, where was I? I put the onion powder in, or the garlic powder, I mean. Oh, a quarter teaspoon of oregano. Quarter teaspoon of oregano. Why not? Everything's better with oregano, especially if you're Greek. It's a must-have. Yeah, okay. And I think a pinch or two of kosher salt again. Just gonna drop that in there. Very nice. So, well, I'm done the dip long before the onion is ready. I'll be back when I pull that baby out of the oven. I'm back, and I'm gonna take it out of the oven now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I had to cover it with tin foil because the tips were starting to burn, and I also left it in for an extra 15 minutes because I was reading the comments on the recipe online, and it said it was underdone. And I think also that because I put it in a Corningware with high sides on it instead of a cookie sheet, maybe all the heat won't have gotten to it as nicely as I would have liked it to. So here it comes. And I think I could have trouble getting it out of this container, but I want to put it in this dish here. So let me find this lovely little spoon again and see if I can get it under it somehow. Again, without burning myself. Please don't fall apart. Please don't fall apart. Oh, please don't fall apart. Okay, oh, pretty solid. Yeah, ooh, okay, I can live with that. This dish is super hot. Okay, put that out of the way there. And here I will show you the Bloomin' Onion. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Can you see the heat? Wow. Now, I'm almost afraid to try it because what if I don't like it? I think it does need cooling a bit. Can't do that and serve it to people anymore, right? Can't blow on our food and then serve it to people. That's a no-no, a COVID no-no. But it's just us here, so. Oh. All right, I'm gonna let it cool a bit. I think I have this sorted out, how I'm going to attack this onion. I'm gonna cut it with my steak knife, and I'm gonna plop a section of it onto my plate. And then I'm going to scoop the dip onto that so that I can pick it up and just eat it, because I'm afraid if I dip this into the dip, then I'll be losing all the crumbs in the dip as well. They didn't really stick all that well, which is one of the warnings I saw on the recipe. So here we go. Bring this over on here. Okay, now comes the true test. Let me just put some of that over there. How about that? Okay, the first bite, let me see. It's not bad. Still got a bit of a crunch, and it's flavorful. I think a white onion would have been sharper in taste, and so I quite like this. It's a bit milder, more sweet.